Hi, welcome back to Next Gen AI Survival. Hopefully by now you've gone through the seminar either through my videos or through the self-guided tour. In addition to that, I hope you've watched the success stories. We're hopefully going to be adding more all the time. But now we come to the most important part. I think I mentioned in my welcome video that when my mom and dad were alive, World War II was the time of a unified nation with a singular objective. Maybe Kennedy's ascent to the moon in the 60s and got it done by 1969 is another example. But in World War II, everybody pulled together because they knew they had an objective. When they said Uncle Sam needs you, it meant for everybody. Rosie the Riveter to the Marines at Guadalcanal. Well, in my own view, we face that time right now. Except it's not the nation, it's your kids. We're going to talk a little bit about why, but I, in my heart of hearts, believe that more than ever, your kids need you, or the kids need each other. And somehow, some way, in this politically torn environment that we live in, one nation mastering AI together, not at the Elon Musk level, not at the Jeff Bezos level, not at the NVIDIA level, not at the executive level, but with the kids. Grade school, high school, whether you're going to college or not. Anybody under 24 years old, doggone it, you need to get on this. We're going to talk about why right now. Except I have to go to my handy dandy PowerPoint and figure out how to use it. There we go. Well, whoops, there we go. I guess I can't do that. You know, the truth of the matter is that I took my son, I was talking to him one night. He said, Dad, you're missing the point. He said, there are more people from India, more people from China in Northern California than ever before, whether they live there or they're working from home back in India or China. So I'm sitting there going, come on, Park, give me a break. Well, so I went and did a lot of research. This is a result of that. In India, I'm not going to read all these words to you, but the essence of it is that because it's a top-down approach, India has decided that AI and AI education is a national mandate. Look at that second sentence there, starting in grade 3. In the school year 26-27, grade 3, they're being introduced to AI concepts, AI tools, data integrity. They have weekly scheduled time allocated to AI learning in every aspect. Their high school and expansion is growing faster than you could ever imagine. And the thing that's interesting is that in almost every school, while we may have things like junior achievement in high school, they have AI achievement. And what are they going to go do to be a success in that? How do they compete in that? How do they learn from that? The other note that I took away is that in India, every teacher has to be certified, every teacher, from kindergarten through high school through college. Every teacher has to be certified in core AI concepts. That's a big, big task. And we're not there. We're not there. By the way, when I say that, I'm not looking to criticize anybody. I'm not trying to take one political side versus the other. Our country has failed in education, in my opinion. We're no longer leading in all the academic environments. We'll talk a little bit about that later. Not to criticize. This isn't about criticizing. Because by the time you're done criticizing, it'll be too late. The parents have to start now getting involved and helping their kids with AI. They can't rely on grade schools. They can't rely on high schools. And if the parents don't have the time or capability to do it, then the kids have to find mentors, or other kids can teach other kids. Groups of kids have to get involved. We'll talk about that because in India, that's what they're doing. To sum it, their clear national direction, an early exposure to AI, large-scale teacher training, and an integration with what the real-world innovation is. And they're not doing as well as China. In China, it became a national priority back in 2017. 2017, that's 8 years ago. They've partnered with universities, they're working with teachers, and they've provided the funds necessary to provide grade schools, high schools, colleges with AI infrastructure. In many ways, they're doing the same thing as India, except on a bigger scale. They got a lot more people. I like that last bullet point down there in senior high schools. The emphasis shifts to systems thinking, innovation, collaborative human AI tasks, and advanced applications. That's for a senior in high school. A senior in high school. In some jurisdictions, mandatory AI instruction is being introduced, at least 8 hours of AI instruction per academic year. It's pretty impressive. And here they've got the 3 different levels, from the youngest learners to middle schools to high schools. Notice we haven't even talked about college. We're talking about from grade school through middle school through high school. They link it to patriotism and employability. That first part is much what we did in World War II. Uncle Sam needs you. My mom and dad, I'm 73 years old, my mom and dad were a part of that, what I consider to be, and still do, the greatest generation. Now there's an opportunity for kids my kids' age, in their late 30s, early 40s, to do the same thing for their families and for their kids. That first bullet, China graduates more AI-related degrees than the US and India combined. Combined. Just look at what they're doing. And I guess my question to you would be, are your kids ready? Well, let's talk about that. Again, this is not meant to be any political statement. It's common sense, and we all know it. You can all shake your heads yes or no, but it's just doggone common sense. You don't have to be right. You don't have to be left. This isn't about Trump. It's not about Obama. It's not about any political figure. It's about our families. It's about our kids. We don't have a national unified policy. It's very fragmented. On one hand, you got the Department of Education trying to do something. You got each of the school districts trying to, everybody's trying to do something. Everybody's got good ideas. Oops, went the wrong way. I apologize. I just hit that one. There we go. I'm back on track, sorry. Less than 1 in 10 teachers in the U.S. have any formal training in AI or data sciences. I forget which magazine this was from or what article this was from, but it had a reliable source. So let's say it's 50% wrong. Let's say it's only 2 out of 10 or only 3 out of 10. It certainly isn't every teacher is prepared to go do that. And if you think that that's going to happen in the next 5 years, you're kidding yourself. It's not. Our teachers aren't going to be updated. It's not their fault. These people work hard. They're not paid worth a squat, especially in grade school and high school. It's not their fault. They bust their butts every day for our kids. They're not given the tools. They're not given the money. So we can either whine about it or parents can do something about it. Parents have to get involved more than ever now. I strongly believe that. Teachers have to figure out how to demand AI training, and we have to be able to provide it. But I don't put much faith in the political processes being able to do that. What I do put faith in are the parents and mentors of young people. We always have a tug of war. That's just a reality. Teachers' unions want one thing, parents want another. There's all this fighting back and forth. That last bullet, U.S. students ranked 33rd in STEM readiness among advanced nations, down from 21st a decade ago. And 21st wasn't very good. It's not a mandate. There's a lot of activity going on. Many people are trying to go do this. There's no question about it. And bless everybody's heart for trying to go do that. Again, I'm not going to read all these slides. You can see them, and they're in the appendix if you want to go back and look at them. Where the U.S. is strong is that I think everybody would agree. We have the strongest universities and AI companies in the world. But you know what? If they go into college, it isn't going to help them. If they don't go to college, should they go to college? How's AI going to affect that? We're going to talk about that. So what's the path forward? We know what India's doing. We know what China's doing. Not going to spend time griping and whining about how messed up our national system is. Everybody agrees with that. Everybody's got their own solution. But the meaningful change isn't going to happen in the next 5 years. So that means the responsibility shifts to the families, to my kids who are in their late 30s and early 40s, to all those parents around there, and the young people that end up having to decide, do I go to college? Do I not go to college? What do I go do? Well, it's three parts. The first is awareness. You got to accept the fact. You got to accept the fact of where we are. You got to accept the fact of what the world's doing. Then you got to take action. And that's the whole purpose of this. The whole purpose of this is to get people to understand what AI is, to understand what the issues are associated with it for keeping our kids from having great careers, and then take an action. On the web page, if you go to the right, as soon as you close this, you'll see that there's an interview set of questions. And those interview sets of questions will lead you to one of 5 different blocks based on where you think you are or your children are. And we've put together, Next Gen AI has put together 4 to 5 different courses that you can take for free that begin you on that path to learn that. The next section after this then goes into much more detail about what type of career you might want to go have. But this part is really oriented toward that grade school and high school student and getting the parents involved and getting them on a path. What is AI? How do I do prompts? What's the integrity of AI? What are the ethics associated with AI? How do you use AI? How do you structure your prompts so that you get the best information? What are all the things you can do with AI? You know, somebody said to me the other day, well, Jack, if you go in there and you create an essay, or you do this or you do that with AI, you're cheating. Well, in I think it was 65, when I started high school, I remember teachers didn't want us to bring a Bomar calculator. Almost all of you were too young to know what the hell a Bomar calculator is. It was one of the simplest of all calculators. 3 times 5 equals 15. Punch, 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 punch. And by God, there was the answer. And I remember back then, my mom and dad telling me, John Howard, If you have to rely on a calculator, you're cheating. You need to go learn that yourself. Well, today, good luck asking any of my children what 4 times 7 is. No, I'm just kidding. But you'd be amazed at how often they say, Dad, that's why they make calculators. And they're right, let alone my grandchildren. My point in it is this. Calculators were to me what AI is to the kids of today. And of course there are abuses with it, but you got to go learn it. So please take the interview on the next slide. Pick a couple courses and sit down with your kid, your child, and create a playbook and dedicate yourselves to, as an extracurricular activity, going in and learning that. It's your kids that will benefit from it. Thank you.